Robert Redford was born Charles Robert Redford Jr. on August 18, 1936 in Santa Monica, California, during a time when America was still emerging from the shadows of the Great Depression. Raised in a modest household, his early life was shaped by both discipline and imagination. His father worked as a milkman before becoming an accountant, while his mother encouraged creativity and curiosity, planting the seeds of artistic expression early on. Redford was not a model student, nor was he especially interested in conformity. Instead, he gravitated toward painting, storytelling, and observing the world around him. These instincts set him apart and often left him restless. He attended the University of Colorado on a baseball scholarship, but his lack of academic focus and youthful excess eventually cost him that opportunity. Rather than seeing this as failure, Redford viewed it as a turning point. He chose uncertainty over predictability, a decision that would quietly define his life and artistic identity for decades to come. Finding purpose beyond borders. After leaving college, Redford embarked on a journey through Europe that would deeply shape his worldview. Traveling through cities like Paris and Florence, he lived modestly, often struggling financially while immersing himself in art, architecture, and culture. These years were less about ambition and more about discovery. Redford absorbed the rhythms of everyday life, the beauty of ordinary moments, and the power of individual expression. He painted, observed, and reflected, learning to listen more than speak. This period instilled in him a lifelong appreciation for subtlety and restraint, qualities that would later define his screen presence. Europe offered him distance from American expectations and the space to confront his own uncertainty. When he eventually returned to the United States, he did so with renewed clarity. Acting was no longer a vague interest. It had become a calling. Redford enrolled at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, bringing with him a quiet confidence shaped by experience rather than ego, ready to begin again with purpose. Stage to screen. The rise of a star. Redford's early acting career began on the stage, where his natural charisma and emotional honesty quickly stood out. His Broadway performance in Barefoot in the Park in 1963 introduced audiences to a leading man who balanced charm with depth. Unlike many actors chasing instant fame, Redford approached his work thoughtfully, choosing roles that allowed him to grow. Hollywood soon took notice. His film debut in Inside Daisy Clover in 1965 marked his transition to cinema, but it was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in 1969 that transformed him into a global icon. Paired with Paul Newman, Redford embodied a new kind of American hero, restless, witty, and morally complex. The film's success cemented his place in popular culture and launched one of cinema's most beloved partnerships. Yet even as fame surged, Redford remained cautious, aware that celebrity could easily overshadow substance if not handled with intention. A defining decade in American cinema throughout the 1970s, Robert Redford became one of the most influential figures in American film. He starred in a remarkable run of critically acclaimed and commercially successful movies, each revealing a different facet of his talent. The Sting reunited him with Paul Newman and showcased his effortless screen presence, while The Way, We Were highlighted his emotional sensitivity opposite Barbra Streisand. In All the President's Men, Redford portrayed journalist Bob Woodward with restraint and intelligence, helping to redefine political cinema. These films reflected not only his versatility, but also his growing interest in stories with social and moral weight. Redford was no longer just a movie star. He was becoming a curator of meaningful narratives. His choices demonstrated a clear pattern. He sought projects that challenged audiences and provoked thought. By the end of the decade, Redford had earned a reputation as both a box office draw and a serious artist committed to integrity over spectacle. Reinvention through directing and producing. Redford's creative evolution reached a new level when he stepped behind the camera. His directorial debut, Ordinary People in 1980, was a quiet, devastating exploration of grief, family, and emotional distance. The film's success surprised many and confirmed Redford's instincts as a storyteller. Winning 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, it marked a turning point in his career. He went on to direct and produce films such as A River Runs Through It, Quiz Show, and The Horse Whisperer, each reflecting his belief in subtle storytelling and moral inquiry. Redford had a unique ability to draw powerful performances from actors while allowing stories to breathe naturally. His work as a director revealed patience, empathy, and trust in the audience's intelligence. Rather than chasing trends, he focused on timeless themes: family, truth, responsibility, and the quiet consequences of choice, solidifying his reputation as a thoughtful and enduring filmmaker. Building Sundance and supporting new voices, perhaps. Robert Redford's most lasting contribution to cinema came not through acting or directing, but through mentorship. In 1981, he founded the Sundance Institute in Utah, creating a haven for independent filmmakers seeking creative freedom. What began as a modest initiative grew into the Sundance Film Festival, now the most influential platform for independent cinema in the world. Redford believed deeply in nurturing new voices, especially those overlooked by mainstream Hollywood. Through Sundance, countless filmmakers found the support, visibility, and confidence to tell their stories. Redford remained actively involved, often attending screenings and engaging directly with emerging artists. His commitment was not symbolic, it was personal. He viewed storytelling as a shared responsibility and believed the future of cinema depended on diversity, courage, and experimentation. Sundance became a reflection of his values: integrity, curiosity, and respect for creative risk, and its impact reshaped American film culture for generations to come. Love, family, and private life. Despite his public visibility, Redford fiercely protected his private life. He married Lola Van Wagenen in 1958, and together they raised 4 children while navigating the pressures of fame and ambition. Their marriage was grounded in shared values and mutual respect, though the demands of Redford's career and personal loss placed significant strain on their relationship. After nearly 3 decades together, they divorced in 1985, a decision both described with honesty and dignity. Years later, Redford found companionship with German-born artist Sibylle Szaggars. Their relationship developed slowly, rooted in shared creativity, environmental awareness, and a love of nature. They married in 2009 in a private ceremony, choosing intimacy over spectacle. Throughout his life, Redford valued authenticity over attention. He preferred the quiet of Sundance, Utah, to Hollywood glamour, finding balance in art, family, and the natural world. His personal life mirrored his artistic philosophy: measured, reflective, and deeply human. Later years, an enduring presence. As Redford aged, his work took on a reflective tone that resonated deeply with audiences. Films like The Natural, Out of Africa, All Is Lost, and The Old Man and the Gun showcased a performer comfortable with stillness and understatement. Even when he announced his retirement from acting in 2018, his influence remained unmistakable. Redford never disappeared. He simply shifted focus, continuing his support for independent film and environmental causes. His later performances carried the weight of experience, conveying emotion through silence as much as dialogue. Audiences responded not just to nostalgia, but to authenticity. Redford represented a rare continuity in an industry defined by change. He aged with grace, allowing time to deepen rather than diminish his artistry. His presence, both on and off screen, remained a reminder that longevity in art is built not on reinvention alone, but on staying true to one's core values. A legacy of integrity and meaning. Robert Redford's legacy cannot be measured solely by awards or box office success. It lives in the films that challenged audiences, the artists he uplifted, and the values he embodied. He stood for thoughtful storytelling, environmental responsibility, and creative independence long before such commitments were fashionable. Redford proved that success need not come at the expense of conscience. His career spanned more than 6 decades, yet his guiding principles remained consistent: curiosity, restraint, and respect for the human experience. Whether portraying outlaws, journalists, or quiet observers of life, he brought empathy to every role. Beyond the screen, his dedication to nurturing new voices ensured that his influence would extend far beyond his own work. Robert Redford remains a symbol not just of cinematic excellence, but of what it means to live deliberately, create responsibly, and leave the world richer